Hello my lovely beans and welcome to my first ever Feature Monday. Now, Feature Mondays I have decided will serve two functions, or at least two main functions. As you all know, I am an artist and it's pretty hard to share static artwork on a platform like YouTube. So I wanted to do a Feature Monday where every Monday I do a speed paint and possibly a kind of walkthrough of the speed paint of one of my newest pieces. So that's purpose number one, just to kind of get my art to you guys since you guys don't really get to see a lot of it. Purpose number two is to keep up to date with the algorithm without giving you guys a whole bunch of junk content. And what better piece to start this series off than this one? 10 points to whoever can guess what it's inspired by, since no one has been able to guess so far, even though I feel like it's pretty obvious. Also, if you guys like this piece enough, I will probably be offering it as some kind of art print, but I'm not too sure yet. It just depends on how popular it is. Now, I know I just got this video started, but please bear with me for a very quick and very brief sponsor break. I promise it's not an ad.
Hi everyone, it's Malka here. Bear with me for a quick sponsor break. Did you know that all of this YouTube channel, all of my TikTok, Instagram, my entire existence online is entirely self-funded? To help fund myself and my endeavors both in art and just online, I sell and make a variety of products. If you'd like to support me, you can check out my website at queenmockabun.squarespace, where I sell all of my products, including mug rugs, stickers, jewelry, and so much more. If you'd like to see behind the scenes and get some awesome perks, I also do have a Patreon. My Patreon does offer things like a monthly sticker club as well. But if you're not in a position to financially support me, that's totally okay. There is no pressure whatsoever. But if you would like to still support me, chuck us a follow us on Instagram, TikTok, any of our other socials. Just remember to interact, and that is enough as it is, and I am so grateful to everyone who follows me and who interacts with my content. You are genuinely the best. But that's enough from me, back to the video.
Thanks me, now it's back to the speed paint. Now, as you saw in the beginning, and you can actually still see me working on, for this piece I actually bothered to do a kind of thumbnail sketch. I have probably only ever done 2 or 3 thumbnail sketches in my entire art career, reason being I don't really like doing them. But sometimes it's useful to get your ideas out onto paper before they kind of fall through your head. And this piece, whilst inspired by a certain movie, again, put your guesses in the comments, congratulations to whoever gets it right, the overall composition and vibe was actually inspired by a YouTube video. I have a major soft spot for those YouTube videos that just play lo-fi or study music. And if you've ever seen any of them, you know they have some awesome artwork in some of them. And I had some of it playing at one point. I swapped over to my tab on YouTube, saw the artwork, and really wanted to do something with the same kind of vibe. So here I am, hyperfixating on an artwork, and I think I finished this in a little over 2 hours. To give you perspective, one of just my character artworks tend to take around 3, so I definitely was hauling ass with this, but I think it turned out pretty good. You'll very quickly notice that I spent an awfully long time on this kind of grassy mound in the foreground. Reason being, I didn't know how I wanted to render the grass. So rather than stopping and thinking about it, I tried about 5 different rendering styles and just kind of played around until I found something that I liked. In the end, I kind of settled for it rather than did something I was super happy with, because again, if you know what movie, I'm not going to give it away until the end, they have a very specific kind of fauna, or rather flora. And I just could not get that vibe for the life of me. In the end, I ended up using a whole bunch of brushes that I had downloaded many years ago and just kind of popped them all together. I do believe some of it was things like coral and seagrass. But hey, it gave me the vibe I wanted, so I guess beggars can't be choosers? But jokes aside, I do believe about an hour of this 2-hour process was probably just working on this one segment. Now, as you can see, I did jump around a bit, reason being I was struggling to kind of get the right vibe that I wanted. Whilst I love sci-fi and space, it is something that's surprisingly difficult to render and draw. Plus, I'm not really a background artist, so a lot of it is just kind of using skills that I've watched people do and not so much skills that I actually have. So you'll see me jumping around, adding things, removing things, just kind of playing around to figure out what I actually wanted and get the image I had in my head out onto paper, or a screen in this case. And like all true lazy digital artists, you'll notice me doing my favourite technique in a moment, also known as copy and paste. Now, like I said, I'm not a background artist, let alone a floral or flower artist, so I was not about to draw a whole bunch of sci-fi flowers because I have no idea how. So if you see random things popping in, it's probably because I copied and pasted it in. Not gonna lie, I am a lazy artist. But at this point you can see I've kind of got the overall background and main of the picture done, so I've started going in and adding smaller details like the butterflies and whatnot, since I was going to do the rock and the characters kind of as one, just so there was a little bit more cohesion. Now, after I did all the final kind of finer details, I did decide to go back in and add a little bit of a hedge around the top corners. I kind of felt like the picture was a little bit too open and a little bit too bright for the vibe that I was going after, so I kind of played around until I found something that kind of gave me the moody vibes I was after. As you can see, I've kind of added in those corners, which just closed the picture in a little and kind of just made it a bit more darker and moody. I did spend quite a bit of time kind of arguing with myself how I wanted to render these out, but I didn't want them to be super detailed, since I kind of wanted them to act as a bit of a vignette, but a bit more natural. And at this point I'm pretty happy with everything, so it's onto the rock and the characters. This by far was the quickest bit, since I wasn't too keen on the rock being really detailed, and the characters are so small that they didn't take very long at all. But I did make sure to kind of add some greenery, shadows, all of that normal and good stuff. But as you can see, since the characters are so small, they didn't require a lot of rendering or a lot of shading or anything, and I didn't want to do super complex line work or anything, since it wasn't really going to be visible anyway. Now, the character that I'm actually drawing right now is a very old character of mine who I think I only have 1 or 2 art pieces of, so I was very excited since she suited the vibe so well. Now, the dog next to her was supposed to be inspired by a Zolo dog, I think I'm saying that right. However, I don't think I got that across well enough because it's not super detailed, so you can't tell that it's a hairless dog. It just kind of looks like a black dog, like a Doberman or something. But regardless, I still think he's pretty cute, and I am very happy that I got to draw this character finally. If you've made it at this point, you have been looking at this image for almost 9 minutes. So place your final guesses in the comments, because the movie the background was inspired by is Avatar. Yes, the blue people one. That is the background that is visible throughout most of the movie, so I'm surprised that no one's been able to guess it so far. I guess I'm the only one that pays attention. Congratulations to anyone who guessed it correctly. But at this point, the artwork's pretty much done. Now it's just time for me to play around with some lighting, add some multiply layers so it's a little bit more cohesive, and yeah, it's a finished artwork, so let me know what you guys think about it down below. Like I said, if you guys enjoy this piece enough, I will be offering it as some variety of art print. I just have to figure out the logistics of it. But let me know if you like this style of video as well, since it is something I do want to do to show you guys my artwork. I just know speed paints aren't for everyone. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. Don't forget to chuck us a follow, and as always, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.